See if that works. We were getting a bit of an echo, so hopefully it's disappeared now that we're actually live. But I'm not sure.
It's just me.
Might have just been you. I don't know.
It's just my voice.
Echo, echo, echo.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to stay in a certain place. If I turn the wrong way, my glasses wig out. Too funny.
We've been in people's chats where they've done the green screen and had a green shirt on.
Oh,
yeah.
That's quite hilarious because it's just like a head and floating hands or whatever.
I tried that actually. It has blue on the other side.
Okay.
Oh.
So I can do either color.
Oh, that's actually quite neat because it looks like you just have a curtain or something there.
Yeah, though it is a curtain.
Yeah, but like it tied right into the whole house decor. You couldn't even tell.
Oh, yeah.
That's pretty good.
That's funny.
So now how come it's not showing up there? Because I see Wildwood Gardening in mine, but it's not showing up there, Chris. What did you do? We're still figuring this stuff out.
I'm live now.
What did you do? Do you see any of the words?
There we
go.
go.
There we go.
Hey there.
Wildwood Gardening, Hitch a Chick.
Hi, guys.
President Homestead. Hey, all.
Hello.
Hello, everyone.
Oh, they're all popping up.
Yes. Oh, and Cass, we're sorry. We're always at 8 instead of 9. So I know she said 9 works better for her. So I'm glad you were able to get in here today. Cassie's one of the people also in the, what do you call it? Seed Challenge.
What's that thing? Why are we here?
Yeah, what was it we're doing? Oh.
That thing with the plant we're all going to grow.
Hi, Bettina. How are you doing?
Hello, Resonance Homestead and Hitch a Chick.
Yeah, we're doing dishes is just fine. We just kind of ate quickly and left them off to the side where nobody can see them.
Yeah, we have the window in the background because then you can't see the mess. Yeah,
mess for dinner. There was baking going. It was a PA day here today, so the kids didn't have school, and so it was full on baking and everything else. So it was pretty much a disaster.
Well, there you have it.
Hi, Indiana, backyard gardener. Hope everybody's having a great night.
Which is.
We're 1 month closer to for us in the north here. We're 1 month closer to gardening season. Really starting again.
I'm actually going to try planting some seeds next weekend.
Yeah,
some peas, and some sweet peas, and things that might still come on if we do get a little bit of a chill. Like it said for my sweet peas that I should plant them when we might still get a little bit of frost, and we might still get a little bit of frost this month.
Yeah, but those things are usually pretty frost tolerant. So
it says that they like that. So I'm going to go ahead and try planting them next week because we're expecting some frost the following week. So just light frost, like we'll be hitting 0, right?
Well,
just enough to us.
We're supposed to be getting up to 0.
Okay, yeah.
This past weekend we were minus at night. It was minus 28, and by next weekend it's supposed to go up in the daytime to
Amy.
plus 3. So I think
plus 3. Okay.
Yes, that's a big swing of temperatures.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You definitely should try starting something similar in Australia, Residence Homestead, because I don't know, we've talked to lots of people from Australia, and there's limitations on sharing with anybody outside of Australia. Yeah. So we're kind of the same, not maybe quite as restrictive, but more planning involved if you do it. So you definitely should, and we'll definitely be watching for that.
Yeah.
You guys are like the reverse. You're kind of in your growing season now, and you'll be coming up to
seed saving.
Yeah, being able to organize something. So
strict quarantine laws. Okay, so
which I don't know. I'm a biologist, so I get it. When you can grow kind of all sorts of wild and wonderful things in an environment that's unique, I do get it, but it still sucks.
Yes. Oh, Cassie, minus 31 this morning. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
It's cold.
But it's one of those things. It's nice if it either stays cold or doesn't get like it's when it does this up and down, it's like it's just so hard on everything.
Yeah.
But because we were earlier in January, the red and silver maples, their buds were starting to swell up, which is what they usually do in like March. And then of course now you've got minus 20.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I see Indiana Backyard Gardener there's got 18 inches of snow. You've got us beat. This has not been a snow year for us at all.
No, we had a bunch of snow and then it melted and then it snowed again and then it melted again and then it snowed again and then it just got cold.
Yeah.
So we haven't had a lot of snow.
We've got maybe 8 inches, maybe?
Something like that, yeah. It's actually been kind of nice.
Yeah.
But
I've got none.
That's even better.
That's even better, yeah. You know what? I'm okay with it until about middle of February. Then I just want it gone and gone. Because otherwise, you're tempted to start things all too early for us and things like that. So it's kind of like, if it stays cold till then, we hold off because we know it's not really time yet. And then it's like not so bad after that.
Hello, Hidden Springs Farm.
Yes, hi, Chad.
I don't know your idea for sending musical instruments to Canada is one thing, but sending musical instruments to Australia, I don't know.
Yes.
Yeah, might have to see how that goes.
Yeah, that could end up with some trouble. Yeah. But anyways, we'll kind of do a quick update on the sorry, I just saw Bettina's there. That's the one thing that comes out so early for us all the time is the lilacs. Mm-hmm. They always are so early. And again, like you said, we've got one beside the chicken thing and it looks like it's going to go. And it's just like, it's not time.
Yeah. But it's definitely interesting. It shows you how hardy some plants are, though. And it's also interesting, too, because there's always that question, is it light? Is it temperature? What Q is it? And I think with, this is going to get too early in the chat, but with sort of changes in local climate, it sort of seems to depend on what species it is. Some of them, it is light. Some of them, it is temperature. And that's where, like, lilacs not being native here, they almost run that line of if they can get leaves out a little bit earlier, then they do that much better than some of our native stuff. But that's a whole other discussion.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and I see
I've got green on my roses popping up, and my lilacs are budding, and things are. Even my chives are coming up out in the garden.
Mm-hmm. Well, then hopefully there's no surprises later in spring, but.
Yeah, well, like I said, they are calling for some frost next week, but those are all things that should be fine through that.
Oh, yeah.
Well, and you wouldn't be getting a real hard frost anyways at this point.
No, we might hit 0 for a day or two at night. We're still going to be above 0 during the day. So
by Canadian standards, you're an excellent growing.
You're Florida. You're Florida by Canadian standards.
Right?
Yeah. 26 inches is quite a bit, but then you're in an area, Hidden Springs, that's definitely gets a lot more snow than we do usually.
Yeah.
But I know your area a little bit, and you're kind of in the snow belt.
Our biggest concern here is the lack of snow is the lack of moisture we're going to have in the spring. Last year when we moved here a year and 3 months ago, our pond was 12 feet deep, full of, like, the kids wanted to skate on it and everything else. And this year, going into fall and even now, the second little pond is dry and the big pond is only about 7 feet deep. Mm-hmm. Like, it's a significant difference from last year's water.
Yeah, that's not good.
So hopefully it's not a sign.
Yeah.
As we plan all these garden expansions and everything else. But So
having flies out we've seen moths this January, but I haven't seen flies here, but then we're that little bit colder.
Yeah.
But And I still don't think.
I don't know if you already said hey to Chris, but hi, Chris.
No, I'm behind.
You're behind on the chat.
I'm way behind.
You're way behind.
I'm just going to skip ahead here a little bit and.
Hello, everybody.
Hello, everybody who's come in.
We're gonna do because we got a couple people in here just from the challenge. We kind of said today was just going to be an easy. We're going to talk gardening, talk whatever people want to talk, get to know each other for people that are involved in the challenge,
and then just talk about gardening.
And just talk in general because that's what we're good at.
We can talk.
We can talk. But I just wanted to do a thing. Anybody that's in here, I hope you got your emails from us. We ended up with 21 people doing the challenge, and everybody got their 5 to mail to, and the 5 people that we're going to be mailing to them. And yes, that's perfect. That was a lot. I mean, I don't know if you've ever done it, other YouTube channels, the Wheel of Names.
I haven't.
That thing that spins. I just entered everybody's names in, and I just kept spinning.
Oh, there you go.
It actually worked.
I've seen it. I have never tried using it.
Yeah, it worked really well, actually, for organizing everybody. And I do have some people had emailed me lists, and I still haven't figured out how to get that information out. So in everybody's email, I just put beside the people who give me a list, I put beside them saying, I have a list. If you're interested in seeing it, I can forward it. I don't know. What do you think, Lorrie?
Send them to me. I can put them on my website and throw a link up to it.
Okay.
I can send you a link.
Maybe I'll organize that. And because I know some people were still buying seeds and getting seeds and stuff. And I'm not sure how comfortable people are going to be just randomly emailing people and whatnot. I mean, we do it, but then we're kind of, YouTube crazy, whatever. I don't know.
Expecting it, as long as it's titled properly, people will be expecting to get those emails, right?
Yeah. So that's kind of what we thought with getting that information out.
Yeah, for sure.
Do you want to talk about the?
I
can't remember her name, but
Carla.
The one was really interesting.
I wanted to just I got Carla's permission to read her email. Carla is the one that's. I keep saying competing. It's not a competition. Participating. That's it. Carla's the one that's participating. That is in Zone 1A.
Yeah. Which is pretty crazy. And
she wrote an email. I sent a thing back to her just asking for some information about her gardening season for everybody that is sending to her because there's a lot of plants that she can't grow there. And hey, MB.
Hello, MB.
And so I was going to just kind of quickly read through it so everybody,
it's interesting.
It's just very interesting because I have no concept of what Zone 1A is like to grow in. And I don't know how many people here have any concept.
How many days does she have?
So I'm going to kind of just read it word for word. She said that was fine. But she said, generally speaking, we plant our seeds, this is indoor planting, early to mid-June. Isn't that crazy? And they put them out the 3rd or 4th week, depending on how warm their soil is. They wrap up their harvest almost the same as what we do, 1st to 2nd week of October. So they still have a good fall growing season, but really, really late. And they often have frosts in July, and it can even happen in August.
So really good question, Residence Homestead. Zone 1A is
cold.
Very cold, because this is Northwest Territory, so pretty far north.
Yeah, you'd be. I'm really terrible with my social studies. What parallel is that? That's above.
That's up there.
The high parallel.
What's
you got the equator, you got the Capricorn, and then you got the high one.
Where is she close to?
I'd have to look and see.
Whitehorse?
Is it Whitehorse?
I think Whitehorse.
Oh boy, he's putting me on the spot.
She's probably not close to anybody.
Well,
or anything.
But,
no, I didn't put that. I didn't put that information, but I just thought it was very interesting to hear her growing season and what that is. Okay, so Cassie's answering. Cassie, you are Cassie is Wildwood Gardening. I just always call her Cassie. Near Alaska, exactly.
I think Bettina's right too. I think it is. I think they are very close to Slave Lake.
Yeah, I think she said River.
Right on Great Slave Lake.
Yeah.
That's pretty far north.
So
even by Canadian standards.
Yeah.
To put it in perspective.
So she said that they do have row covers, but she says sometimes we get screwed over by a late July or sometimes even August frost. That is always so heartbreaking. We have to watch the weather forecast super carefully and always have row covers standing by in case we have to make the midnight dash outside to save what we can.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, wow. Their eventual goal is to have a ventilated greenhouse, and she does want to do a YouTube channel, but they've had some hard lessons to learn in their 5 years of growing so far. So I think she wants to master it a bit more before starting her.
A greenhouse would help, though.
Oh yeah, just to even extend that beginning.
But even when you think about it, like her getting the materials to do that, I think she said she had the materials.
Yeah,
the
she
time
had the
it would
plexiglass
take
and
to
stuff.
get stuff up there.
Yeah.
So, anyways, we just wanted to share that.
Difficult up there, getting anything up there.
Exactly. It puts it in perspective when it's hard for us to garden sometimes, how hard it is.
Yeah, I don't think I will ever complain again now after back and forthing with Carla a few times on just how difficult it could be.
Yeah.
But anyway,
definitely have to see what I have that's short season for sure.
Yeah, well, she said short season and determinate plants. So it's like she actually asked if we would send her some of our Scotia tomatoes, which would be a great one for her.
Yeah, they'd be short enough.
Hey, Guten. I never know whether to say Guten or Paul.
Hey, Guten gardening.
But yeah, so I just thought that was a fascinating thing to us with the, learning what it is like for her growing in Zone 1A.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm hoping she's going to send us some photos and things like that. I'd also send a few little video clip type things that we can post in an update later on.
Yeah, for sure.
Or if she does do her channel, yeah, exactly.
Even if she doesn't do a channel, if she's coming onto YouTube and she's commenting, she already has a channel. She just maybe doesn't have any videos on it.
The other thing I wondered, sorry, this is going a bit off topic, but if we're doing a live, does someone have to be a YouTube channel to go live with you?
I don't think so. I think anybody who has the link can click on that and go live. They might have to set up a StreamYard account first.
Oh, yeah.
But that's free.
Yeah. Because that was what we
already had one the first time I was invited to do a live with someone. I had already set up my StreamYard. So
okay. Anyways, that was another thing I was thinking for those couple people that don't have do the YouTube channel. I think of the 21, I think there was 16 were YouTubers, YouTube channels. So, and some of them just starting out. I'll pick on Wildwood Gardening here, just starting out. That's a perfect opportunity for a video on your seeds.
Yeah, for sure.
And how they do.
Sure. Well, and they can come up on here and share their screen, right? And so if they're sharing their screen, they can share their pictures or their little video clip or whatever from their own computer.
Yeah.
Even if they don't have a YouTube channel, right?
Oh, exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm looking at Hidden Springs here. Hopefully next year you'll be up for participating in our seed challenge. How many hours is he away from us? 3, 4?
3.5, 4.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So as long as you have the link.
Bettina's saying she doesn't have a StreamYard.
Well, that'll make it accessible.
Yeah, and she's been on.
Yeah, so that's even easier then.
The closer we get to people, we'll figure that out.
But well, thank you for popping in for a quick hello, Guten. We have been keeping up to date on your channel and learning. While Guten's here, show him what came today.
It's too big to fit in the screen.
I'll go get it. He's very excited.
They're too big to fit in the screen, but we haven't completely taken them out of the box yet. But our
I'll get them.
Guessed,
let's see if we can guess.
Make sure you get the name out in front.
The name? Well, I can't. The name's on every side of the box. It's on that side too.
Yeah, but it's not upside down.
Oh.
If anybody can guess what it is, like I say, it's a box. It doesn't look like much.
It's a box, yeah. No.
Our grow lights arrived today.
Oh, nice.
So
yes. We ordered 18 grow lights for the grow room.
Oh my gosh.
So there's going to be some pretty serious growing going on. Anyway, we're pretty excited. They weren't supposed to be here till Wednesday.
Yes, so they're ahead of schedule, which is awesome.
Nice.
But, they're kind of a mess, or we'd take them out of the box. But kind of
we'll wait and see them when you do the video on setting them up.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
We're hoping it works well. It's their first time with the LED grow lights. So.
Sometimes when it doesn't work well, it's even better.
Well,
that's debatable.
It's more entertaining that way. It's more entertaining.
There's a quality aspect for the rest of us that we're all looking for, right?
That's true.
Yeah.
The entertainment value is higher.
It is the entertainment. That's all right. If YouTube could be flies on the wall at the arguments that go into our deciding exactly how we're going to set things up.
I don't know if it's arguments. We usually just
discussion.
Talk about it.
It's debate. It's good debate.
Discussion.
Yeah.
That's all right.
Yeah, it is good. But anyways, we are very excited to finally have them here because they were a little delayed in coming. So it will be nice to get that set up. And
yeah, so we're only going to be 1 month short.
Gooden's saying his aphid should be a hit then.
Yeah, we're curious to see how that goes for you.
Yes, we watched that last night, and boy, that's a lot of aphids you have there.
They must have came in on something because I know they reproduce fast, but
yeah,
that's a lot.
Apple cider vinegar and dish soap.
That's what you use on them?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, neat.
Oh, inside. Yeah. Well, inside I put out traps.
Okay.
And you put plastic over top and pop some holes in it, and I mean, not too big of holes, but then they can get in, and the sticky from the soap messes them up, and they love the apple cider vinegar, and they just die in heaps in the little glass that you set out.
It kind of sounds similar to fruit flies
fruit
then.
Flies. We've got fruit fly traps.
Yeah, fruit flies, gnats, fungus gnats.
Ever since the fall, we've never been able to get rid of the fruit flies between the tomatoes. Just never go anywhere.
Well, you might not be able to get rid of them having those things, but it'll definitely cut them down.
Yeah.
We still see the odd one occasionally, but for the most part, it killed all of them for us in the house. I mean, they're still outside everywhere, but
I missed this one.
I think that's for the lights.
Oh, that's the lights. Okay, I wasn't sure what it was. First time for this year. They're working nicely. So he got LED lights. Awesome. Chris clarified. I was putting that up to ask you before it got too far ahead of us in the thingy. Uh-oh. Oh, now it keeps moving. Here. Bettina's got aphids as well. We're going to have them, I'm sure.
Uh-oh. Yeah, I'm sure we're going to get them.
Once you start growing too much inside, I'm sure it happens.
You can go some of the big greenhouses go.
I see one sown.
Go really crazy with it's like the old woman who lived in the shoe, or no, the old woman who swallowed a fly and then she swallows everything else. You can go right up to having like the parasitic wasps and stuff, but that's a lot.
Inside?
They do it in greenhouses, yes. They do, but they're like the little tiny. I forget the species. They're the little tiny ones. And you're maintaining the whole population of the predators. It works, but yeah.
Yeah.
So, sorry, I'm going back up
here. Sterilize your dirt. It seems to help.
Yeah, we've heard that. If you're using peat moss, especially, or if there's peat moss in it.
Apparently it can even hold them, but
It'll be able to see us from Australia with all the things. Probably not, because we've got them. They're in the basement and they're quite cowled in.
I'm gonna hang on. I'm gonna go back up because Cassie Wildwood asked about. She wants to get this started. What was essential? There it is, right there. Sorry.
I guess it depends what you want to start. It doesn't have to be complicated. Like we find the only things that are a little finicky for us is like peppers and eggplants.
They need the heat.
They need the heat. So we've got the wood stove. It's not a big problem. We're actually going to do a video on starting them because we haven't started them yet and what we do. But like tomatoes and stuff, they're not too bad. Just any kind of container, depending on how many you're going for. Like
drainage.
Yeah, with good drainage, and then I mean, if you're not growing a lot of them, you probably could get away with the window. If you're starting to get a lot, then a grow light, it definitely helps. Even if you just had like one shelf or a couple of them. But that would be my. I've done it without the lights. It doesn't work as well. Once you start getting a lot more of them, it gets a little harder. But
or if you have cats that eat everything that's at their level.
And well, then you need shelves to keep it out of your level.
I find them too, but I tried growing in windows a few different years, and it just never worked out because my cat ate everything.
Yeah, that's like our poor spider plant. It's been chewed down to nothing like 3 or 4 times, and it's still going.
Yeah,
you get it away from them, they can't figure out how to get at it, and it grows back. But it's kind of
they're
funny.
Pretty tough. This is my first year starting seeds too, Wildwood. So
I apologize if we're missing anybody.
Missing so much. I'm so sorry. If you've asked us something, especially if it's about the seed challenge, please ask again. We keep trying to go back, and then it moves, and then so I'm not sure if we're missing stuff. Yeah, we're trying.
Good night, Good Gardening. We're glad you stopped in.
Yeah.
We've had the aphids on plants in the past get really crazy. The other one that I really hate is white flies because they're really hard to get rid of. You really can't get rid of them. All you can do is control them.
The neem oil was nice for those. Last year was the first time I used neem oil.
Okay.
And it worked really well. I was very pleased with it. For being
We've done like the
organic, right?
Yeah. We've done the dish soap for the white flies and that, and even aphids, and it works not bad too. Definitely helps bring the numbers down a little bit.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I use like the water, neem oil, and a little bit of dish soap, just kind of all mixed together.
Yes, that would
spray outside. Yeah, it really helped. It really helped with all those things: aphids and white flies and gnats, and
that was when I was trying to find it
out of my garden.
Jacko had said something about the ladybugs. I can't find it, but I know there was, I'm sure it was Jacko said something about the ladybugs. And that was one of the things we commented on Guten Gardening's video about the aphid problem, because it just escalated so quickly. And we said, it's amazing because growing inside, you don't have the insects that would normally eat them, because outside we don't see them.
It puts it into perspective. If you've got a garden that has all the good insects, how much they actually control things. When you just you get it inside where you don't have all the other parts of the little mini ecosystem, and it just goes crazy, right?
Yeah, there's the 80% should release them in there.
So were your ladybugs I always get the name right, but the Asian ladybugs, the ones that live in houses, or were they or do you know if they were native ones or not? I know they'll both eat them, but I know that you have to be careful with the Asian ones because sometimes they decide to eat other things. But
I don't know how you know. I guess they tell you when you buy them.
No, there is a way to tell. But
hey, Cindy. Cindy's another one that is doing our challenge, and she's done a few great videos, which I have to add your newest one to the playlist. But she's done some great videos on the seeds she has. And conveniently, she happened to get us as somebody she's sending seeds to. So I'm really hoping to get some of these chokecherry seeds. Hint, hint. Hint, hint. Wink, wink.
Hint, hint.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think for people who are in here as part of it, and if there's something that you do know somebody has that you're interested in, just ask them.
Yeah, well, and that's the thing. I think most, and that's why we're trying to keep the live stuff going, we'll get the stuff to Lorrie to put it, if we can do it as a page that shows just the seeds that other people have. And I don't know. I mean, I don't want to put everybody's emails out there, so that's why we were trying to kind of restrict things so that people felt more comfortable, but as you build your community, maybe we'll start a little Facebook page, or I don't know. I haven't really figured out how big this will escalate, but Shed Wars started as a little baby and now it's huge.
Most things start little.
Well, I know. Yes, that's how most things go.
It's a metaphor. It's like a gardening metaphor, right? You start with one little seed and it becomes monster.
Yeah.
Well, to be honest, it was nice. We were hoping for the 20 people, and having 21 was just nice because it was a learning curve for us on the getting it all organized and set up. And then there was a few questions and concerns and things that came up that if you'd had more people, it would have been awkward to sort out. So I think that was a
There'll be
good thing.
something different.
Yeah.
But I didn't know you could actually buy them. That's interesting. I don't know
if you can.
Although we were looking into something completely different.
Yeah, you can in Canada.
Yeah?
Ladybug.
Wow.
Yeah. We can out here anyway. I've purchased them before at the local feed store.
Well, I found out today because somebody had asked us a question about mason bees, and I know what mason bees are and a lot of those other similar native bees, but I didn't know you could buy them too. So it's kind of something else to look into.
Yeah.
Not so much you're not going to get honey out of them, but for pollinating and that. It's kind of cool.
So when you released your ladybugs, do they stay? Like how much is? I don't know how much is lady. Oh no, but Lorrie got them before.
Oh, outside.
Yeah, I got like 300, and I still had some the following year, and we'll see how many I have this spring. I bought them 2 summers ago.
Okay.
And they were there all summer. No, I mean, maybe not 300 of them stayed all summer, but a good bunch stayed all around my yard all summer. Wow. And then we're there again last summer. I would see them in the garden now and then. I'd see a ladybug. So,
yeah, we'll see if I have it. Just like you can buy nematodes. So,
I did not realize that.
Yeah. So, I mean, this will be a rude question. You can choose not to answer, but how much is 300 ladybugs?
That was just the smallest amount they sold.
But like, is that expensive?
No, it was like, I don't know, $10 or something. Not even.
Oh, that's like it was not bad. Wow, might have to try that.
Yeah, like $6.99 or something.
Figure out how to propagate them, and there's a whole little niche market.
There you go.
They're always talking about insects as like a food crop or whatever, but there's lots of other uses.
Well, no, that's just interesting because I had no concept, number one, that you could buy them in those kind of numbers and that they weren't that expensive.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been, like I said, it's been a few years since I bought them. I just bought them the one time because somebody had said ladybugs will get rid of aphids in your garden.
Oh yeah, they're pretty voracious beetles.
So I bought them and released them all over my yard because I had aphids everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I know I still saw some last year, and I'm waiting to see this year. They won't be out yet, but I'm hoping.
If they're one of those bugs, if they were big, they'd be nasty.
Yeah.
Big predators. It's like we have the tiger beetles here. They're really, really pretty, but they're that's the ones they call antlions. Well, if you're on the receiving end of the jaws, you're not going to do so well. It's a small, soft-bodied insect, but big-time predators.
Okay, I'm going to ask a quick question. Does anybody else hear an echo? Only because I hear it, and if it's us, I was going to figure out how to do it. Maybe somebody would tell us how we're supposed to fix it.
I don't hear it now.
I hear one every once in a while, but not all the time.
Yeah.
Weird.
I was shocked more.
I think it was, well, to be honest, we were quite pleased with it because it was, we only had it sort of open for entry for 2 weeks because we didn't, well, Lorrie gave us the push to make it happen. And then we didn't want it to go so long that people didn't have enough time to sort of amongst the 5 people actually get in the seeds. Yeah. So we kind of like, okay, we're going to light fire under people. If you want to get into it, you got 2 weeks to enter, and then that's kind of the cutoff. So I don't know. I thought it was pretty good for the time frame. I mean, next year if we do it again, it'd definitely be nice to have a little longer for people and maybe start it in the fall because it's probably easier. Doesn't mean that everybody has to ship their seeds in the fall, but just start the organizing and who wants to be involved with it, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
But
well, that's the nice thing about kind of getting a little group going is you can sort of plan it a little earlier and know what you're looking at.
Bye, Residence Homestead. Thank you very much for popping in.
Yeah.
It's I don't know. I think it's cool to have people pop in and pop into other people's lives from all across the world. It's
Oh, it's
definitely a different time now that you can actually do that kind of stuff.
And thank you everybody for letting us know that they weren't getting an echo. So then, I don't know, it seems to come and go. So that's all right. I love that they call them ladybirds there. I don't know if they call them ladybirds in other parts of the world, but in England, I just think it sounds so much better than ladybugs.
Well, they are very pretty.
Yeah.
For an insect. But
well, I would definitely once we get
for a bug
polytunnel dream thingy done, I would buy ladybugs. Definitely go in there.
Yeah, we have a polytunnel idea, but we're not going to get into that right now.
No. That's on the to-do list that'll probably end up not happening this year, but maybe next year.
We'll see.
Yeah.
And, yeah, I don't know. Insects, this is going away from seeds, but insects are interesting. There's so many different adaptations for different things, but
well, and we need them all.
Maybe not all of them.
Okay.
Although even mosquitoes have their place, I suppose. They do serve a function. Even if it just feels like it's to annoy us. But yeah, I don't know. That's kind of from the seed part of it. That's yeah, I guess kind of it. So it's out there now.
Yeah, the information's out to everybody, which is what we were hoping to get done by the end of this weekend, to have it so that everybody had it in case they had questions for the live today. And I think if it works, Lorrie, we'll kind of get in touch with you about trying to set something up to put the list, because like Kristen, like you've got a list, we've got a list, and even if people I
don't have a list, I just have videos.
Well, yeah. I don't mind printing off, typing out a list and sending it to you to cut and paste kind of thing or whatever. And if people, maybe they missed the deadline, but they still are interested or something, and if heard about it, then come on, says you can get 500 ladybugs for $12.95.
Wow.
There you go.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, yeah. Well, I don't think it was that very expensive.
That's awesome. Hi, Charles.
So they mustn't be very hard to grow.
Well, either that or they're all brought in from somewhere foreign.
Yeah, but somebody still has to grow them.
That's true, yeah.
It'd be awfully hard to collect 500 ladybugs. Well, unless you're collecting them out of the attic, if they're those.
Yeah.
Our old house used to get them every winter by the thousands.
Oh, they would come.
This house, knock on wood, they don't come to, so.
I will be right back.
Yeah, no. But yeah, the ladybug thing would definitely be an interesting one. And I see Cassie's there. She's diving into the world of pollinator plants.
It is deep. And it really depends on where you are too, right? Because I don't know, it's like, well, for some annuals and stuff, it's not so bad. But when you start getting into perennials, it really depends on where you are and what kind of pollinators you do have. And it's a really interesting topic, but it gets, well, it's like permaculture. It can get really complicated really quickly, especially when you're talking about like over vast geographic areas. Like we've got people in here from all over, but yeah, it's something we've not really looked into. Like we know about it, but haven't really focused on it too much. We're kind of fortunate. We've got a lot of, I guess, got a lot of stuff that the pollinators like here already. So we're just kind of adding to it, which is kind of nice.
Yeah. We'll have to look into able to buy large. Oh, he's talking about the things. Your red snapper worms. Oh, you're on the one above. Charles asked about.
I'm curious. I'm going to look into this ladybug thing because
I think we should. We don't. Well,
when people ask what kind of livestock you have, we have
what are the green, really really shiny, bluey iridescent ones that you said?
That's the tiger. That's the tiger beetles. You can't raise them though, but they like the sandy soils.
Yeah.
But they're a good one.
Yeah.
Meaning our worms?
I assume so.
Our worms are doing pretty good. They, well, I don't know. I don't even remember. I'm losing track of time. But we.
You emptied them out. What, 2-3 weeks ago?
Yeah.
You got to put it back to the two thingies. There it is.
Oh, you're back.
We're figuring it out.
Yeah, we did some sorting on the worm bins a couple weeks ago, and took some more of the liquid out of the bottom of the new setup, and not new setup, but they've definitely composted down the one tier.
And they've definitely multiplied.
Yeah, they're multiplying pretty good.
So we gotta just keep feeding them, keep them happy.
That is a lot of ladybugs.
That is a lot of ladybugs.
I wonder if they come with like a percentage live arrival guarantee.
That is a lot.
They send them chilled.
Okay.
Because they refrigerated so that they're dormant.
Well, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So they have to be the Asian ones then, to be able to do that, I would think, because they overwinter. But
yeah.
Oh, it's all fun. We're looking forward to the spring. Winter's getting old.
Already.
Yeah. Actually, Bettina, if you're still in here, you had asked us a question about places that we use to get seeds. By no means is this an endorsement at all for any place in particular, but 1 second, I take a drink. I get talking too much, but we some Canadian ones that we use. We do use OSC, which is Ontario Seed Company, because they actually have quite a few like heirloom / open pollinated varieties of things. They do have hybrids and that stuff too, but they're pretty good. Heritage Harvest Seeds, which I don't know, we ordered from them early, so they're good. We like the seeds and they have a lot of varieties, but I don't know. Excuse me. I don't know how what they've got left. Annapolis Seeds is another one we use. That's in the Maritimes. They're pretty good. Incredible Seeds. I think it's Incredible Seeds. We'll send you some links for them, but we just figured we'd mention some of them because we don't really order just from one place. We kind of look around and figure out what we want. Like we ordered from another Canadian one, I think they're Canadian. Mackenzie Seeds. That's a bigger one, like OSC. But they had it's called Munchkin broccoli, which is a ridiculous sounding name, but it's a dwarf open pollinated broccoli variety, and we're like, well, that might be kind of nice to save on a bit of space in the garden.
We found the same thing, Chad, that OSC was really, really fast. To be honest, they all were really fast. I mean, we've been hearing in this, watching other YouTube channels and stuff about in the States and problems with the seeds, and we haven't noticed it with any of the Canadian companies. Some of them don't have
some of them
stuff.
are out of stock or temporarily out of stock. But another one actually that would be a lot closer to you, Lorrie, is Salt Spring Seeds. They have some pretty interesting stuff.
I get most of mine from West Coast Seeds.
Okay.
I don't think we've ever ordered from them.
No, we've done the Salt Spring. I don't think we've done West Coast. Vesey Seeds as well, Bettina was saying there, which is another one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Vesey's for seeds isn't too bad. We did order some plants from them.
And we're a little disappointed.
Yeah, but I don't know if that was them or the shipping or it was kind of one of those.
Yeah.
We might not do that again, but yeah.
And we thought, anyways, we just thought we would mention a few because there's a couple people in here from the challenge and that. And if you're still looking to get some, I mean, the majority of them still had a lot available when I kind of briefed things before coming on here tonight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Heritage Harvest, we like them. They're we used to order a lot too from one called Cottage Gardener, but they don't. They retired, which that's fair. But they were a good one too. So there's quite a few in Canada. It just takes a little digging compared to kind of have to, I don't know. They come up a page or two into a Google search usually, but maybe we'll put up some links to some of them. It's not just because we organize or just because we order from them. There's no whatever. We're not super loyal. It's more like I say, what do you have that we're looking for?
Yeah.
And you try to order a few things. We actually did order this year too. We did order from Baker's Creek in the U.S. because there was a couple things. We're really big on the seed saving you can see from some of our videos, but we did, well, because we saved so many of the staple stuff, we kind of made the decision, well, let's try to get some of the stuff we wanted to try, or, you know, the experimental stuff. We'll get some of that in this year and see how that goes. So we ordered a couple things from them. But I know ordering from a U.S. seed company is different than getting seeds shipped to you from a person.
Mm.
So we'll see how they come.
Mm-hmm.
But it's interesting because we keep going back and checking on a few, and they seem to be intermittent. Like sometimes they're open and sometimes they're closed. Like OSC did that the other day.
And I just looked here. I was just looking on the Heritage Harvest Seed one, and they've done it where they limit the number of orders they take. So online, they take so many orders, and then the online ordering closes until the next day. So you have to come back the next, kind of like waiting in line for those elusive tickets at the Ticketmaster or whatever.
I think it's more. They're not running out of seeds yet, or at least here in Canada. Put it that way. I don't think they're running out of seeds. It's just they're getting so many orders.
You'd have to stand between us.
Somebody's coming in to say hi.
It's bedtime, so
yeah, they wanted to do their couple seconds.
Yeah, that's good. The one of the people in the seed challenge just ordered from Michigan Gardener, and I think got notice that the seeds were on their way. So, and I think they'd ordered. John had, and I think that he's been happy with them before.
We've never not used ordered from them, but we'll have to check it out. But I don't know. Ordering, it depends on the company. Like some of those companies kind of only do it through catalogs or online. Like OSC, for example, if you can go into a store, like we're lucky enough, the feed store we go to has a seed rack of OSC seeds. So for us to go in there, and we did order some things that they don't. Oh, you're gonna show? Sorry, cookie time.
Showing her cookies from today. She put little
beautiful
hearts on them.
They're upside down.
Nice.
She made little fondant hearts.
Very cool.
All right. Snack before bed.
Cookies are going to be a snack.
Indiana Gardener there says that Michigan Gardener is great.
We'll have to look them up, but yeah, like going back to Bettina's comment, if you can walk in and get them, like what name's eluding me? Which one was it?
What are you talking about?
The one that had the munchkin. Mackenzie and OSC you can actually buy in like bigger stores. So if you can get into to just pick them up, you run the gamble of them not having it or not being able to get them. But those ones, it's cheaper to just walk in and pick them up. But they may not have everything because, like OSC, for example, it's not something you would grow to eat yourself. But there was something that we wanted that they don't sell on the shelves, but they carry. So we did do an order from them. But it was giant red mangles, which is a livestock food thing. But so it really depends on what you're after. And that's where we get really, I don't know, too into it because we're looking for things that don't cross with this and don't cross with that and trying to figure out what do we want. And yeah.
So I don't know how much. So a seed once sown had said they'd ordered from Heritage Harvest and got real fast delivery. So
yeah, they're usually really, really good.
Or sorry, maybe I'm reading the wrong one. That's a seed once sown. Did I say that? Yes, I did. It's okay. Cracking up.
So seed once sown. Are you in Canada or? Because I'm just curious.
I don't think MI Gardener ships to Canada.
Well,
I thought he changed his policy. I know. I tried ordering.
Oh, maybe they changed it. I know because the Baker's Creek sent mail to us.
Yeah, no, I don't know about Baker Creek. I've never tried to order from them, but I have tried to order from MI Gardener. And when I did, it was they don't ship to your area.
Okay.
Okay.
It was a while. It was over a year ago, but
okay. So you'd have to look into it.
So we'll have to keep us. Let us know how that goes. Like I say, our Baker Creek stuff should be coming, but we only ordered like 4 things from them because I figured a small order wasn't too bad if it doesn't work or whatever. But I've never heard of that one actually.
Where did you get did you order Russian Mammoth this year? Sorry, I'm kind of reading back through chat on my other computer, but
The sunflower?
I see that Chad had said he could only order those through West Coast Seed. Did you order them from someone else?
OSC usually has them.
The Russian Mammoth, yeah.
I think they had them at the feed store the other day.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. We saw them at the
I'm
feed
pretty
store.
sure OSC has the Russian Mammoth sunflower. Mm-hmm. Apologize for my scatterbrainness. The words are there, they just don't come out. Yeah. But
and I see Cindy from the challenge here. She uses Vessi seeds as well, and orders her shrubs and trees from Whiffle Tree. So
that's good to know.
Where's that one? I'll put that up.
I don't know. I'm way back. I'm so I just was like, I don't want to miss anybody's stuff. But yeah, she said she orders from Whiffle Tree, which I've not heard of, and that's something we should look into. We've been looking for elderberries.
I have heard of Whiffle Tree because I've looked them up before, but I've never actually ordered from them. We kind of every year we do the same thing. We go into the fall and we're like, we're going to order fruit trees. We're going to order fruit trees, and then it doesn't happen. And then by the time we get back around to it, they're all sold out, and then it's just what happens. Although we did get our and we're hoping they come because the money's gone, but we did get our order in for our
raspberries.
Did I get Nova? I'm trying to remember which type of red raspberry it was now.
It was so long ago.
Killarney, that's what it was. Killarney raspberries. We ordered like, what was it, 150 of them? Mm-hmm. Because it was a really good, if you bought the big thing of it, 150 of them, it was a really good price per raspberry cane. So we're like, we'll go for it. Yeah, Whiffle Trees in Laura. I'm
gonna try and see if
I've heard of them. I'll have to look into them again because we had an order in for black elderberries, and that got canceled on us unfortunately because they were out.
I want to see when it catches up if that showed up. It doesn't show up as a proper link, does it? Can you click on it?
Yeah, well, it does in YouTube.
Okay, good. Okay.
StreamYard.
Yeah, because Charles had said if I could put a few of them in here, so I'm just kind of quickly calling up a couple of them here to just post them. These are ones we've used.
And like we say, we're not endorsing them or anything. It's just ones we have used in the past.
There we go. We figured out how to make me a moderator now. It took a lot of work before joining the chat today. Well, not a lot of work. It was a finicky thing, I'll tell you.
Yeah, a lot of places. Saskatoon's a tough one. I will give you a tip on that, and probably anybody in Canada. Again, apologize if you're not in Canada, but if you're in Canada, check Canadian Tire. We got what did we get? Like 8 plants at the end of the season for weren't they like $3 because they hadn't sold, and there was nothing wrong with them. Just they'd started to go dormant, and we got them for next to nothing. They don't always seem to be a hot item depending on where you are. Just another little tip.
Yeah, we just kind of keep watching the
I'm gonna put
Canadian Tires and stuff like that in the off season when they start we got them. They were 70% off for the Saskatoon, so that was pretty good.
It was crazy.
Now saying that though, we have paid top dollar for Saskatoons also because I'm from Manitoba and Saskatoons was what we had as kids. I mean, our whole property was Saskatoons. And so my parents, of course, think we're absolutely crazy that I'm paying for Saskatoons.
Oh, when you've got lots of wild ones.
Yeah.
But that's the thing, right? Where you, when you have lots of something, you don't, we've got some native stuff that we don't think about. It's well, not native, but daylilies. The property's full of them and you can eat them. And we've just got loads of them. They're growing wild, rampant through the one little area of wooded stuff on our property, which is great. But
okay, hang on, I got those in.
End of season sales on are fantastic. You're taking a bit of a chance sometimes, depending on how rough they're in, but a lot of the times they're not that bad. Yes, you would have a lot of them compared to us, but we're where we are. There's what's the service berries, because Saskatoons are in the service berry family. So we've got 2 native service berries that live here. Neither of them are very good, but we don't have the actual Saskatoon one. You've got to go further north and further west than us to actually get them wild. Although I think their range may be expanding. Birds are, yeah. Yeah, good night, come on, homesteading. I suppose we could too if anybody else wants to. I don't know. We've got 14 people in here. If anybody else wants to come up and chat, we can do that too.
Yeah, that'd be good because I actually need to go and make dinner because
that's completely fair. Not a problem at all. So we'll let you go. We won't keep you any longer.
Okay. Well, and if you're still here when I get back from making dinner, I will pop in and hang out in the chat. But I really do have to go make dinner.
Not worry. You got to keep everyone fed.
Yeah, or I get in trouble. They get really, really cranky around here.
That doesn't matter how old
now that's a video. That's a video.
Yes.
Yeah. There you go. All right. Well, good seeing everybody, and I will see you all soon.
See you, Lorrie.
We'll see you later.
Sorry, I'm going back quick. I know I'm still so far back in the chat again, or maybe I'm not as far back as I think. Chad at Hidden Springs, he said he planted 22 fruit trees and also planted the boyne. So what fruit trees did you plant? I'm curious on that as to, I know I've seen some of his videos, but.
Hibiscus blueberry. Where to order hibiscus blueberry? So not really. Vessie's has them. We ordered from them. And we had, what did we order? We ordered 6, 3 or 6. I don't remember. Let's say 6. I think it was 6. And
they were pretty decent.
They were pretty decent. But then we ended up going to our local feed store, and they had them for like $4 as opposed to 10 each. So it was like a big difference. I'm trying to think because I haven't even seen Canadian Tire carries them, but I don't think I've seen a lot of them there.
Sorry, I'm not sure if Chris is still in here, but Chris, thank you very much for stopping in. Where your screen's so far behind on the chat.
Am I behind or am I not?
I don't know. And there it is right there. Oh. I just wanted to say bye before he was actually gone.
And we're looking forward to it, Chris, because you're one of the 21.
Yep. Involved in our exchange. Sorry, I just skipped ahead there on you on that one. But you were on the blueberries. Our blueberries, it's an ongoing battle.
Yes, we're going to actually get them planted this year.
Yeah.
We still have like 75%.
They're growing in black Home Depot Rubbermaid totes. And they've been in those for almost a year and a half now. So we got a few planted last year, but not all of them.
Mm-hmm. Yes, you have some very nice looking khaki Campbell ducks, and I keep meaning to ask you where exactly you got them from, because I used to raise khaki Campbell and Cayuga ducks.
And I don't let him watch those duck videos anymore because then he says maybe we should get ducks again.
Yeah, we don't really need ducks at the moment, but yeah, that's really what it is. It's like you're rescuing them. It's amazing sometimes how well they do after just getting looked after, because oftentimes they're not. Like this, like some of our Saskatoon berries that we've picked up have been rough.
Well, and we got our 3 crabapple. They're just decorative for the birds and for liqueur. Crabapple trees, but they were $15 each at Canadian Tire last fall, and they're in amazing shape.
They were amazing, and they were like full, 6-foot trees. And
hey, Thorhaven, how you doing?
Yeah, they were. That
was another
like a
great
start
Canadian
the car,
channel.
That was a start the car moment.
Yeah.
Start the car.
Start the car. It's like, yeah, we gotta go.
It's like being thrifty on adding vegetables.
The worst bit is you go to those things and you buy them going, I could find a spot for them. I know it. And then they sit there and you don't find the spot for them.
I'm guilty of that. I'm the one that's always like, I can afford that. We can find somewhere to put it. And then it's like the SpongeBob announcer 6 months later, 2 years later.
And Chad's saying if you go to the big box stores and buy a lot, they give you a good deal as well. I've never tried that.
Well, no, I have gotten good deals. And we've gotten a few good deals, not very often, but that one time we got them, they were mispriced, and they were $2.
That was a start the car moment, because it was like they're supposed to be $9.99 and they were on for, wasn't it $2? And Chris filled a whole shopping
cart. And it wasn't a sale or anything. It was just
bad pricing.
They didn't have it updated. Yeah. So I was like,
don't start talking to him about ducks. No, don't do it. Don't do it.
What I really want, if I was ever get ducks again, is Welsh Harlequins, because that was the problem when I had the because I should say, raised ducks for, what was that, since 2008 to last year. So what's that, 12 years?
2018. We got rid of them before we moved in 2019. So yeah.
So what's the time frame on that?
11 years.
So yeah, raised them for 11 years, and the problem that we had with them was the Cayugas were really good for meat. The Khaki Campbells were really good for the eggs, but the Cayugas sat and the Khaki Campbells didn't, and then you had to have everybody separate, and it just kind of got complicated. I don't know. It's nice when things aren't too complicated, but something that can do both would be kind of nice. But I'm going down through the thing here. Yeah, when you've got a smaller area, it's hard. Although sometimes a small area works nicer because you don't have the big sprawl to deal with. It's like us here. We have lots of area, but between trying to figure out where we want pasture space for the bigger animals, and we do have some lawn, and you bring home 5 or 6 bushes of some kind, say blueberries or elderberries or something. It's like you could just plunk them here, but then you've got to tend them a little bit, which is always the juggling act. But on a smaller space, you don't have that problem, which is kind of nice. Sorry, I'm slow to go down through. Yeah, it's amazing sometimes the deals they have when they just all the big stores. I mean, there's a part of me that it's like with the seed stuff. I like supporting it's not local, but the smaller seed companies and stuff. But at the same time, it's awfully hard to pass up a good deal. I guess that's just part of homesteading. You're always looking for the deals.
Now, you may have already talked about this, but I want to know from Cassie if that actually works.
Was it getting in trouble?
Yeah. Does that work?
I'm getting better.
Oh, you come home with like a car full of plants, and
well, I've done that a couple of times.
At least it's not animals anymore.
Oh, that's true. You could still.
Now you're coming to say goodnight to everybody.
Hi.
Hey.
Making his debut appearance.
No, he was on the one live the other time, but debut tonight.
All right. Off to bed.
Yes. They like when we do live nights because they get to stay up late because I'm not able to enforce.
They find it fun.
Yes.
I don't know, how do we put up the thingy here?
What is the question?
The link in case anybody wants to come up, because I mentioned it and then I didn't do it.
You have to go. Hi, Cliffside. I didn't see. Didn't see
hello.
her come in.
It's all right. You don't have to be worried about. I did this the other day. Is it invite?
Sure. Try that and see. There it is.
Aha! We figured it out. Technology is not going to get the best of us tonight.
There you go. Then just
click word and then close.
There we are. Okay.
Paste. We'll put that up. There we go.
In case anybody would like to.
If anybody wants to come up, because I don't know, we just kind of were doing this as a bit of a transition between, we've sorted out the Canadian Seed Challenge stuff, so that's kind of just going to do its own organic thing for a bit. And I don't know, it's February 1st. We're 1 month closer to actually gardening. In Lorrie's case, she's a lot closer.
Yes.
The rest of us have to wait a little bit, but depending on where you're located. But
yeah. It's kind of, because you've got Thorhaven, which is up.
Hey, I made it work.
Hello.
Yeah, there you are. Hi, Wildwood.
Your cam is is clearer than ours. It's better.
Yeah. Okay.
So we've got to look at next.
Yeah.
Yeah. My spouse is over there. He's
Hello.
Well, someone has to supervise.
yes. He was saying that our I'm not allowed to bring plants anymore, and you're asking if I get in trouble. And yes, it's more so that my toddler gets them now. If they don't.
Oh, yeah, it's educational purposes.
Yes.
Yes, definitely come on spring. You've got a little longer to wait than we do, I think, though. What zone are you guys? This is Thorhaven. You're 4, Cassie?
Yeah, we're 4B.
Yeah. Okay.
I should have this memorized, but I always get it backwards. B is the warmer.
Yeah, B is the warmer. So
And
you
A
guys are 5.
We're 5B.
Yeah. So yeah, in our system, B is the warmer one.
Okay.
I'd actually argue that we're more like a 4A, depending on the winter.
Okay, so he's 3B, or they're
Okay,
3B.
3B is a lot. Yeah, you'd be a lot more limited on fruit trees and stuff than we would be. It's amazing when you actually get looking at the plant hardiness zones for Canada, or even just Ontario, but Canada, and you look at like how little of the country is actually compared to
I was trying to figure out, and I think we might have talked about this separately, but I was like, I can grow a peach. No, I can't grow a peach. I'm like, it's like, yeah, it's like you can look at the small strip where you can actually grow them, and I'm not in that strip.
We're hoping this year to try and plant a couple peaches and see.
We are warm enough, but you still got to get that microclimate.
Yeah.
That's why I got excited about this.
Oh, and Cindy is 2B. Oh boy. So we've kind of got quite a mix in here.
Yeah. That'll be really neat to see though as this all plays out, because we've got basically, well, my friend Miles, he's down in southwestern or Long Point area, so he'd be like a 7 something, I think.
Yeah.
So we've kind of got the gamut of right from like 1 to everything except the extreme south.
Yeah, I see Indiana backyard gardener. Yeah, you're right. There are some cold hardy peach varieties, but I think I'm just north of where they would be okay. It would be.
What was the one that we tried?
Well, there's Reliance, and I can't remember the other one that I like even better. Is it Harold?
Contender?
Harold Gold. That's the one we did.
Harold Gold is supposed to be a good one too. For, yeah, I thought you'd be a little warmer than us with 6A.
Yeah, so Bettina's 6A, Cliffside's 6B. I know Cliffside's not Canada, but that's still, I think, pretty much. We watch a lot of Cliffsides for getting ideas for the actual natural trees and vegetation and whatnot. Mm-hmm. And kind of when she talks about something she's getting, we go and quickly check it out. We should get that.
Yeah, she's got some stuff that I haven't even heard of.
Yeah.
I've heard of a lot of stuff, but
yeah. Well, but and I saw Bettina was saying about having a small yard, but that's one thing. Do you follow Guten Gardening, Bettina? Because he got, what are the trees that he got? He's only got a 1/4 acre.
Oh, the columnar apples.
The peach one too. Yeah, and they're quite interesting. Big fruit.
I found a columnar plum the other day that looked interesting when I was going in the deep dive of the internet.
That'd be kind of neat to try.
Mm-hmm.
We're like the opposite because we have so many apple trees. We're like letting the wild ones go crazy, but
I think my yard, my total lot is like less than 1/10 of an acre, including my house. So just small.
So you're going to be doing some serious vertical gardening.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Lots of vertical gardening plans.
Definitely. I can't remember who had who for the seed thing, but you should look into pole beans for like not for a annual vegetable, because even if whether you're doing the dry or dual purpose, they're a great way to save space because you can grow them quite hard. We actually we're gonna try. We got some pine nut seeds, which I know is like a 10-year out before you get anything back from them, but we're gonna try it and see how it goes, because we think we can think we can get them into sort of our food forest area and not do too bad with them. We're going to try it anyways. But,
our want to be food forest area.
Yeah, long-term project.
Long-term, very long. Yes.
Yeah, land prices are crazy. I just happened to see something on a, I think it was a homestead. The homesteaders
one of the Facebook, the Ontario
homesteading
preppers,
and preppers,
homestead
I think it was,
preppers, whatever.
And every now and then they'll post things about here's a lot for sale. Here's a
and then we're just like, holy cow!
And we look at that and then we go, okay, ours wasn't that bad.
Yeah,
we cry about the debt that we went into to buy this place a year and a bit ago, and then you start seeing the prices that are coming out now, and we go, okay, even
where I am in the southern end of northern Ontario, you look at land prices and they've gone up astronomically the past year. Like lots of people are coming up from the GTA, which I'm like, hey, welcome. I like it up here. It's fun.
Yeah. See, Charles is the same zone as us. 5B.
Yeah.
That's kind of 5 is kind of a big one in Ontario though, because it kind of hugs all along our area, isn't it?
It's a pretty big one, yeah.
Yeah. Hi, Celtic Roots. Hope you're doing well tonight.
Thanks for joining us.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Bettina says I didn't follow Guten, but I do as of right now.
he's a very good channel for
and he's very easy to watch because I think he was a teacher. He is a teacher, so he's teaching, and it's just you just kind of fall into it, and it's amazing how much we have learned. We thought we knew quite a bit, but we didn't, or we just learned more.
Mm-hmm.
Not paid advertising for him whatsoever.
Keep learning.
He's got some really interesting stuff too. His videos about the colonnade trees were I was looking at.
I just saw Cliffside there posted that she had just planted one, so she's hoping it will do well this year.
That's a good idea too, Cindy. About grabbing a crabapple tree. I know for Doug and I were planning on planting a plum tree this year. And then we're also looking at a pear tree potentially. But we'll see how it's
pretty big.
They're big, yeah.
But at the same time, they're very productive. So it's like,
it's kind of
if you have enough space for it, they're definitely worth it.
Mm-hmm.
But, and if you can do the grafting on different varieties, that's a good way to save space.
We'd like to graft some of the trees here are like old 35-foot high old apple trees. And they're beautiful apples, but they're also high. So we want to try and figure out a way to graft off of them.
Well, it's not the perfect way to do it, but we are going to start some apple trees. We're going to start some apple trees and see about using them for rootstock. Give it a go, at least. We have, when we did our apple juice this year, we got so many seeds out of the apples. It's like, well, we can try it. Percentage of them might be okay. Yeah, and then we're going to graft onto some other trees that we've got as well. But we were kind of, when we looked at the moving, I mean, there was the one side of us that was like, let's just move far away. You start looking for far away, but there's reasons you can't move. But we got lucky.
Yeah, we
for
did.
sure. Because
now we look around, we know we got lucky, but
very lucky to be where
lucky
we are.
Still involves a whole lot of stuff to be done, though.
Mm-hmm.
It's a never-ending list, though, isn't it?
Exactly.
Oh yeah, you get one thing done and 10 more things start up. Well, even this time of year, it's like,
Yes.
Yeah, you definitely moved to a nice area, the Horseshoe
Valley.
And
you have a gorgeous farm, Chad. Absolutely gorgeous farm.
It's a nice area.
Yeah.
You get a lot of snow, but it's a nice area.
Hey, Miles.
Hello. Thanks for
I'm going to vacate for one moment because I still don't hear kids in bed. And we had a discussion before we did our live that they had to
everybody can just listen to me talk.
They can listen to you talk for a moment.
I guess it's the advantage of having an 18-month-old. You put him to bed at 7 o'clock and he can't climb.
And you get quiet time.
And he's generally a good sleeper, so there you go.
Well, that's a good thing. Ours just want to keep seeing what we're doing. I didn't know there was a dwarf Bartlett pear, although that makes perfect sense because I know for pretty much all the big common fruit trees there is dwarf rootstock or dwarf-ish. I think peach might be one of the only ones that doesn't. Don't quote me on that, but which is pretty cool.
I think you might be right.
I think so. There's a smaller, but I don't think you can get them dwarf.
No, I think you can get them semi-dwarf.
Yeah, which is still.
I really had my heart on set on peach trees until I gave up on them, and I did a lot of research, but I don't remember seeing a dwarf.
The only way you might be able to do it is to plant it really close to the house, right? Because you get some protection. Yeah. But then I don't know long term. Yeah, I don't know. That's a tough one.
It's a tough one, right? Because we don't have if we had a lot of space to spare, I would think, and going on other stuff, I would think about it, but I'm just like, maybe.
Well, the other thing,
nearby wants to potentially plant a peach tree, so maybe I'll let her see how it goes.
Yeah, let somebody else do the experiment first.
Yeah. Kind of watch and see what happens.
Oh, where is it here? This is interesting with the antique apple varieties. It's amazing. Like here, I don't know if any of ours are actually proper older varieties. I think the one might be because it's pretty big, but like it's neat to go around and do the taste test of all the apples because some of them are really, really good and some of them not so much. So we're kind of going to start that selection, but so you've got some time now too. You've got some freedom for a little bit. Hello, Gypsy and long name. Gypsy and the Vanilla Gorilla. Oh, my brain is just not translating to
you are good.
thoughts into proper words. But
we should also promote because I'll see if I can do it if I can get Cassie's channel because she doesn't have it written down underneath her picture.
Yeah, well, you want to try to?
I'll see if I can do it.
Next time we'll have other people be. We'll make other people moderators too, and they can put the links on.
Yeah.
But I've seen those green stock things, but I've never looked into them seriously. They look like they'd be pretty cool for growing some smaller stuff in a vertical space. I think I've seen strawberries done in them and looked quite well. But hello, Conrad Homestead.
So where are you guys going to put your blueberries that are in totes?
Well, we do.
Probably still in totes.
Well, we're planning to. We have the bed 50% built for some of them. That'll probably take maybe 10 of them. 10 of the 30
10 of the 30 that are left.
I think we're just going to work around the house and have a lot of them up here, and then we do want to eventually get into trying to propagate them, like clone some of them. So when we do that, we might move some to the food forest. We're just nervous. We've kept them alive this long. We're nervous of planting any down there and losing them because last year we picked up a couple of red currants and put them out there, and we mulched them in the whole bit, and they didn't take. But then we kind of had that. It wasn't a full-on drought, but we kind of had that pretty dry July and August, and that's
it was fairly dry.
Very dry. So we're still kind of learning the little microclimates there. Now, we were fortunate because we did pick up some ostrich fern, and that's a little easier to figure out, but we kind of want it to spread. Where we put it stays a lot moister because it's like the edge of the pond. So we didn't lose those, but where we thought the currants would have done well, they did not, which is
so Hidden Spring Farm, blueberries do need acidic soil.
Yeah, that was so I'm not a huge fan of using the peat moss if I can avoid it because it's not the most ecologically friendly item. You tend to have to destroy a wetland to get it.
Yeah, you need to get into a bog to get it.
Yeah, exactly. And it's not that that's necessarily inherently bad in itself. It's just kind of one of those things I try to limit it if I can. But with the blueberries, that is definitely something that we amend with the peat moss because you want that acidic soil, and they just seem to do a lot better. Like we keep joking about the ones in the black totes, but that's basically what we did when we moved them. We took the little bit of soil that was around them when we dug them up, and we piled peat moss in with it, and it was amazing how like they're in a terrible condition and they were still growing amazing. So they do like their
just put Cassie's the one I just put in. That's Wildwood Gardening who we're talking to. I was just putting your link up. Because she's going to do some videos for the seed challenge.
Videos, yes.
I'm bugging everybody.
I will make a video at some point. So I can promise you I'll make one.
Yeah, we're looking forward to the ostrich ferns. They're because we actually looked around this spring. We have none on this property.
No,
you would think there would be some, and we had none, so we brought some in.
Yeah, and we're going to keep splitting and dividing and bring more if we find them on sale.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've never done the aluminum. It's the aluminum sulfate, isn't it, that they recommend? We've never tried it. Now, we actually bought some this year for tanning rabbit skins, so we might try some. We'll see. I don't know. I've read into it. I forget exactly what it's supposed to do for the blueberry plant, but yeah.
Yeah, we just done like the peat moss, and it's a sand
peat moss, sand,
manure, and soil.
We do
mix.
use like cedar mulch on top too, because again, it's just adding to the acidity. And
I have one spot in my backyard where I want to try them. It's under an Austrian pine, and it's sandy. So I'll try some compost, and I think it'll do.
They'd probably do pretty well if you can get the high bush varieties. This is the one thing we're trying. If you can get the high bush varieties, you should be able to interplant the low bush ones underneath them.
Yes, that was so. I just ordered from TT Seeds. I ordered 2 high bush blueberries and 2 low bush. They're going to be my toddler's plants, so we'll see how they go.
They'll probably do all right. Like the low bush will spread pretty quickly. It's the high bush that are a little slower, but
it's also part shade, so we'll see how it goes. But of all the places to try it, let's try it.
Sorry.
Come back to for anybody coming in that doesn't know, just we've kind of gone over some of it, but basically we were watching everybody in the States with their seed swaps and decided let's do one in Canada. So not to exclude anybody, but because we would have loved to participate, and there is ways to ship across border. It's just it was getting too late to try to figure that out. So we basically had a 2-week turnaround where it was kind of for people to join. So we've got 21 people, which is awesome, and each person's going to be sharing with 5 others, and 5 people will be sharing with them, and then we're going to see how everything does. So I guess it's not really a challenge. It's more of a seed swap and then see how everything does. But that's kind of the quick and dirty rundown on it. But it should be interesting. So watch this.
In the chat earlier, I wasn't planning on starting seeds this year. And then I joined the seed challenge. And now I have to pick one of those start seeds.
Now you're forced to do it.
Yeah. No, it's kind of that's I tend to learn like that. It's like, I have this thing that I'm going to do now. Okay, let's figure out how to do it now.
It'll be fun.
Yeah. It'll be good.
Yeah, we don't get the wood chip perks that I see on all these American ones with the.
Not in our area.
Not in our area. I think if you live in town, though, I think you get wood chips for relatively.
Yeah, I know I've called up a couple of local arborists, and they were happy to drop off a load of chips in the spring, but I'm right in town, so
that's awesome.
Well, that's just it. Out here, everybody hoards it, or they do it themselves, or so.
It kind of almost ends up easier to just buy the cedar, because there is a lot of white cedar harvested in the area too. So
I never even thought about using peat for horse bedding.
Yeah, I wouldn't have even thought of that, but it does make sense because that would help. It would kill parasites and stuff too.
Yeah,
being so acidic.
Yeah. We always think kind of twice for that very reason, the wetland stuff. We always think twice about using peat. We always make sure it's kind of, we need to, but.
Yeah, like we do have some in our raised beds, but we kind of we brought that with us from the other place too. So when we do use it, we kind of plan on using it for long term kind of thing. But sorry, we're a little slow going through.
We're behind on the chat.
Thing.
We're always.
I should put up the thing too. If
what's that?
The link in case anybody else wants to come up, or we can leave it. Doesn't matter.
I'm actually gonna head out anyway. I was up early this morning with my toddler, so I gotta go to bed.
Nope, that's completely fair.
Yeah.
Well, have a good night there.
So today I didn't, we regularly have a commitment on Monday night. I'm like, hey, we don't have tonight.
It worked out awesome.
Well, I'm glad you joined us because that worked good.
Yeah,
it's awesome.
Hopefully, I'll be able to join in in the live instead of watching it later again soon. So
yeah, well, we'll see how it goes, but we'll talk to you later.
Sounds good. Bye.
So there.
Yeah, because we don't add a lot of. There's a little bit of manure that goes into our blueberry beds, but not very
well.
Much.
It's broke down and
it was pretty well.
It's cooked and it'll be interesting to see. That's I think our biggest thing about our blueberries is whether we're going to kill them taking out of the black totes. Hopefully not.
Actually, because I have a thing I'm going to write up about a single seed story, but I'm going to leave it at that. I'm supposed to write it up for
the Shed Wars.
For the Shed Wars page, and I've got it up here, but I now actually have to write it. So
yeah,
it's not really a swap, but it is a little bit of a story of
a single seed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we watched one of your videos, Starhaven, where you could see all the blueberries, which is awesome. When you've got just carpets of wild blueberries, it's that's
jealous.
Nice to have. Well, then you don't. But once you get into bigger properties, unfortunately, when you have a small lot, it's not this way. But once you get into bigger properties, there's usually something of edible value that's abundant. Like for us, it's apple trees. For you, it's blueberries. Yeah, it just depends where you are, right? There's places where I've seen wild pear trees and stuff. It's just like a bounty. No problem for the distraction. We should probably do some editing at some point. It's kind of our nightly ritual, but this is more fun. We don't do lives very often, but when there's good conversation and people are enjoying it, then it's worth it for sure. Yeah, I imagine I have read that it's good for deep litter, but never actually tried it. We usually, all the horse stalls, we've got mats over sand, and then we use wood chips. The cows kind of spread around a fair bit of hay, so that kind of helps. But then you kind of clean it out. That'd be an interesting farm to own, a blueberry farm. I think it would be. I guess there's those. I've read about it on big scales where they like to keep productivity going. If it's low bush varieties, they often cut like half of it so that they lose production in that one half. But then after that year, it grows back the year after, and then you get a massive amount of berries following. So you can kind of renew it that way. I'm not sure how that would work on a small scale, but might try it. I'm really hoping that our low bush do well. We got almost all of them planted. I might get some more to plant in around the high bush, but yeah, lives are fun. You can spend a lot of time on them, but they're fun for sure. No, it's been good. We're glad you were able to join. I'm glad everybody was able to join. We may, I don't know, pending how the conversation goes, we may end it here soon too. But we're really looking forward to seeing how this seed challenge goes for the people involved, because it's going to be neat to follow everybody's progress as they grow and see how they do with stuff. That's the part I think I'm looking most forward to. The seed swap's good, and I really hope that people. I mean, we kind of had the piece about trying to make sure that they were open pollinated or heirloom vegetables so that people could save the seeds. And I really hope people think about it whenever possible. I mean, there's some research involved to do that, but once you know how to do it and you know how far you're supposed to be from things and that, a lot of it's not too hard. But yeah, it'll be fun, I think. Still a little bit behind, but
that's okay.
Oh, hello, Deborah.
Hi, Deborah.
We were talking about you earlier with the mason bee question, and I sent you a response. We've never really looked into it, and up until tonight, I didn't even know you could buy them. So we're going to look into that a little bit more. I don't see it as an issue as long as they're native to your area. That's the part I don't know. Like, I know about mason bees and some of the other native bees, but I don't know them well enough to know ranges and stuff because, you know, buying insects and transporting them long distance is maybe not a great idea, but that would totally depend on the species, and you know that's getting into some higher level stuff. But in principle, I don't see there being any issue with it really.
No.
But kind of going down through here a bit. Yeah, we like the wood shavings just because when the time we end up cleaning everything out or spot cleaning, etc., it sort of adds that nice between that and a little
extra
bit
to
of
the compost too.
Yeah, it gives you that brown matter to go with the manure, which is kind of nice. That and the bit of hay that they don't
we do the rubber mats too because it saves so much bedding. I mean, we can use very little.
Yeah, they seem pretty comfortable with it, which is kind of nice.
Yeah, so.
But yeah, I think it is the 15th.
I believe it's the day after Valentine's Day.
Yeah. Pretty sure. Don't quote us on that. We kind of got ours in early. but yeah, pretty sure that's right.
Thanks very much for coming out, Thor.
Yeah,
it was good to see you, and love seeing other fellow Canadians. So definitely, and if nobody else has checked him out, definitely make sure you take a look at their page.
Yes. I don't know if you can put that up.
And Carla's here. We were talking about you earlier as well.
Hello. Yes, we were talking about your story.
Yes, I read part of your email about the gardening up in Zone 1A.
Yes, we're kind of excited to see how that goes. Very, very excited. We're actually talking too because between you and some other folks, like we've got quite a variety of different growing zones across Canada of our 21 people. So that's going to be awesome, I think. But definitely, like, thank you to everybody too who's in here that's not Canadian, who's kind of following this, because I think we're kind of, I keep going back to it, apologizing for the fact that we limited the actual swap to Canada, and maybe we'll try to do something different next year. But I think we're entering that part that's going to be interesting for people to watch how everybody does with their stuff as they get it. And hopefully we're going to keep adding to the playlist, and hopefully people do make some videos or share photos or whatever. And we'll figure, between us and Lorrie, we'll figure out ways to get it out to everybody to see how it goes.
Mm-hmm. Well, sure. I definitely think your story is an interesting one for us because, I mean, we have no concept what it's like to garden for you. So same way somebody in Zone 10 has no concept of what it's like to garden in 5B. So, but I do find it very interesting. So as I've said before, keep us posted when you get your YouTube channel going because I'd be very interested on that.
Yes, and we definitely would. Well, anybody who's
Thank you for popping in, Indiana Gardener.
Yes, we're glad you came. Hopefully you found some of the conversation interesting.
Yes. Good night, Cindy. Definitely check out everybody. And we are going to keep adding to the playlist as people put videos up. So definitely keep them coming. And we will add your most recent one in there. So
yes, we just haven't got around to it yet.
Yeah, I noticed it today, so we will put it on. But
yes, we definitely want to keep posted on how you
or
do.
video clips. So we're thinking about trying to do some sort of compilation type thing, because there's a couple people that aren't YouTubers that we're hoping will send us a bit of information on their stuff, and we can kind of keep people updated. It's just sort of a neat little way to build community on it. Deborah was talking about
Oh, no problem at all. I think we will wrap it up here, but we're really glad everybody joined, and we were kind of talking to Lorrie beforehand. We might turn this into more of just a general garden
discussion,
homesteading, kind of whatever anybody wants to talk about.
Yeah.
Just because we've got the organizational part done.
Well, and it's just we want to keep going with the regular live that lets people that are involved in the challenge hop in occasionally, tell us how they're doing, or if they've got any questions or having trouble, finding seeds or connecting with whoever they're trading with.
But
so
at the same time, we want to keep talking to everybody else too, because we really do feel bad that we had to go off on a little corner by ourselves up here in Canada for a bit just to do this. But now we're into the part where we can just talk about gardens. So.
dream, and then get going with a few things.
Yeah, but definitely, I don't know, Bettina, you still got time. You could technically enter Shed Wars.
Yeah, you still got time to enter Shed Wars.
And now you're getting a whole bunch of seeds. So
yes.
Who knows? You could.
Yes, I harvested like 200 pounds of Scotia tomatoes last year, and it was only on what size was that patch? It was 10 by 12 feet. It was crazy, and I'm sending you those seeds.
Yeah, we've got to go through and see. We've got quite a few of them, but glad everybody enjoyed it.
Yes, thanks, Chad. And we'll look forward to when you do some lives. Chad is another Canadian homesteader gardener.
Excuse me.
I should.
It is really nice. Yeah, see if you can. You've got the other computer going.
I know. I feel bad because I keep venturing off.
But yeah, it is nice to meet other Canadian gardeners, just because I don't know, we're a huge country, and I don't know, everybody seems to be in their little whatever's like. It's kind of neat. I still think, though, it is nice too to keep connected to others, because just the gardening community or homesteading, we haven't really. I know there was I forget who asked it, and I apologize. There was a question about chickens that came up, but we haven't really talked about that at all either. But that's stuff too we definitely can get into. I mean, I think that's the big thing about why we made the channel, was because we just do a lot of stuff. So it's nice to meet other people and chat with other people and discuss with other people all this other stuff that we do and they do, and it's all kind of one big umbrella of that eventual goal of being a little more sustainable. Realistically, are we ever going to get 100% sustainable, off-grid, etc.? No, it's not really likely feasible for most of us. But if anything you do, whether it's growing one tomato plant or having the menagerie that we have, is still helpful, right? Like, gardening is accessible to pretty much everybody at some scale. So, I don't want people to feel that it's not, I guess, is a good thing.
I'm trying to just put everybody in here. This is my first time moderating, and I'm moderating for myself.
Yeah, we may have to ask some others to be moderators. It took us a while to figure out how to do it, but we got Stephanie hooked up.
We got her. I'm trying to get everybody,
because we really like the idea, and others have done it too. But as we continue to do this, and we've got a great group of people in here to share people's links and promote other people, and like Bettina's saying here, it's kind of that one big umbrella to find people that everybody's doing cool stuff, and it's fantastic to share that. And that's one thing that's awesome about YouTube. You can share it, and then you can also do these lives and share more and have discussion, and
I should also mention right now, I'm kind of posting anybody that is involved in our little challenge, only because I quickly have them on this. But next time I will be more on the ball, and I'll get everybody posted that has. There was quite a few people came through here tonight, and I was just too busy enjoying the conversation. I'm bad moderator. Bad moderator.
We're just getting used to doing these lives. So.
But anyways, no, it's been great, and I think
we hope you'll have success with them too. They should do well for you. Because they're prolific. Well, we find them very prolific for a determinate tomato.
Yeah.
And they seem to be very vigorous. So hopefully, now we will give you the tip. When they're first growing, they do look a little sickly. So don't let that worry you.
Because then they get just
then all of a sudden they just kind of go nuts. But compared to a lot of other tomatoes, we have noticed that you put them in the ground in the first few weeks, they're kind of like, they're doing all right. And yeah. But that's another thing that's really interesting about the sharing too, right? Is there's so many different kinds of vegetables and livestock and all this other stuff, and there's so many different ways that people do it, and there's so many different little personal experiences that people have with it, and that's the stuff you don't get that from the back of a seed packet or from a Wikipedia page or from a whatever. So
Scotias are determinate, Bettina.
Yeah.
Bettina's been binging on our videos today. We know. Thank you. We love it. We were like on our little TubeBuddy, or what is it, TubeBuddy app or whatever there, and watching. It's like, oh, look at the watch time today. No, we appreciate it very much. And it's nice. We love interacting with people, and part of the whole reason we started the channel, really, because we did. We've been selling livestock and dealing with people for ages, and they'd come and they want to do the tour.
Well,
and
we've been doing it for going on 14 years, so it's not. I don't know. We've been doing it for a fairly long period of time.
Yeah.
We're not that old. We're not that old.
I don't mean that.
But no, but it's kind of one of those things. It's always been sharing. It's always hard, right? Because like you say, you get people that come and they see it and they're just like, wow.
Yeah, like how do I want to do this? Like that was a comment that we got so many times from people as they came around to buy bunnies or, look at the place or buy some poultry or that sort of thing. Was, you get into a conversation about how do you build your hutches and how do you do this and what do you feed and what do you do? And, how many times we've been said, you should teach this, you should whatever. And that's not a way we're really going with it, but we do like the idea of just sharing what we do, and hopefully people get something from it.
Well, sharing's still a form of teaching, right?
Yeah,
when
exactly.
People can see stuff, they can go, oh, wait a minute, I never thought of that, or that's a neat way to do it, or I wouldn't do it that way because of X. So people can take from things whatever they want to, really. And then we love the discussion and the feedback. So if people want to see something in particular, I'll just put it out there to the 13 people who are in here.
Yeah.
If you want to see something in particular, let us know.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm going to go back to Carla just for a moment. So we've kind of talked about the Scotia tomatoes, but just for if there's anybody else still in here that's part of this challenge, what sort of other things are you kind of hoping for? We talked about the Scotia. I don't know, like squash, things like that. Do they do well up there? Probably certain types, I guess.
They might. The winter squash
would need such a longer season, right? Yeah. You'd be summer squash. Sharing is caring, Bettina. That is true. And we do appreciate it. Yes, we were very excited today. We've realized we're almost at 500 subscribers.
Yeah, which is crazy.
That's crazy. Yeah, and we remember it didn't seem that long ago we were doing, let's get to 200. So this has been awesome.
We remember when we started doing the videos, it was like we were so excited when we had 5 people watch a video. We did all the stuff, put it up, and we're like, oh, this is really cool. And then we're like, 5 people watched it.
Yay! Yeah.
But you are right. The more people you're exposed to, you can't watch everybody.
No, and it gets hard.
Yeah, and that is what it is. But that's another thing where it's nice to put the lives, because if you, it's just another.
Thanks, Cliffside. It's we're pretty excited about it because we're like, well, we don't know what to expect really. So
yeah. Here we are.
Yeah, we just keep kind of doing what we do.
February 1st, and we got a plan. We got a grow room to get lights into. We're really looking forward.
For anybody that missed it at the beginning, Chris got his 18 grow lights today. They came by Purolator. So the basement is going to be aglow.
Well, our little 8 by 6?
Yeah.
8 by 6 room is just going to be But that's good because that's the point. We've always wanted to do we said this in the last live. It always is kind of one of those things you sound so whatever about our grow room, right? In Canada, we're growing whatever. And it's like, we're building a grow room in the basement to grow lettuce. That's our actual driving force behind it. We want to grow lettuce.
Lettuce and fodder.
Yeah, and fodder for the rabbits. That's going to be an interesting thing to get back into.
Yeah.
But, well, if you've got that little space to do it.
Well, and sometimes boxing in a smaller space means you only have to really control the environment in that space.
Well, that was the big thing, and I think Cassie is gone already, and I should have mentioned that about if you use the grow lights. The one thing even when you're in a small area, it is nice to box it in because you lose so much light to the room, and then that's not focused at the plants. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's good to do. Hence why we build an 8x6 room to box all the light in so that it can't get out.
Exactly.
It's going to be interesting to plug them all in and see what it looks like.
Well, actually, it shouldn't make the hydro bill go too crazy.
No, because we went with the LEDs, so
yeah,
it should be good. But we're glad you enjoy the livestock stuff.
That is a major part for us. I mean, that's what we really focused. Can't even speak. That's what we focused on mostly. The beginning, like we had a garden, but it was smaller.
Well, but for a variety of reasons, between some moving around and stuff, and the seeds are nice because if you're saving seeds, you can save seeds over longer periods of time. So with a few exceptions, if you didn't grow it that year and you skipped a year or whatever, you still have them. Livestock don't work that way.
No.
You kind of have to keep them going, and I don't know. We're really, really big on the heritage.
Rare breed
type stuff, because we do strongly feel, going into the livestock tunnel for a minute, a lot of that stuff, or the sort of non-conventional livestock, work really well for the small scale farms where they really are productive. Mm-hmm. when you can't scale it up and make it productive to supply the supermarkets, but when you're doing it on a small scale, the product you get back from them versus the input usually is
balances
pretty favorable. That's a whole nother long story.
Yeah. That's a different live. Okay, so let's see. Okay, Bettina says we're going to use sunglasses. I did think that, actually. I'm very curious to see if we ordered too many lights. But
if we did, though, we have another spot to use some of them.
We'll just build another grow room.
Well, no, we're going to build a little shelf because we were thinking the basement's cooler. And what we were saying earlier about the eggplants and the peppers, by the time they get bigger, they can probably go downstairs. But for the first bit, we probably are. Well, we're gonna start them up here by the wood stove. They may have to stay up here for a bit, so we may need another space. We've always had a space up here. It's had mixed results because the peppers and eggplants.
I still think your 18 lights are going to heat up that room pretty good.
Yeah, but they're LEDs, so they may not as much. They're not the same as this will be the experiment. The only LEDs we've ever used to grow under are like the little pot lights, and they work quite well. But
so, okay, so let's do Carla's here. So
yeah, that's the one thing about the squash and stuff. It's, even for us, we find you get it in, and you're kind of struggling that last. I suppose you actually probably would do. I'm jumping around, but you probably would do good because you're shorter on the front end, but you could control that, like starting them ahead of time and then putting them out. Whereas we usually do like a direct seed them, and then you're still kind of fighting you're still usually fighting the frost because they still, we still get frost usually in September, even though it goes right back up again, but you still get it. And that's,
Okay, so we know that the squash is a good one.
Yeah, we've looked into red wattles. We used to, I used to raise tamworths. Loved them. They taste amazing. It economically wasn't feasible. They're big animals.
Yeah. Big eaters.
Big eaters to keep them going. And they're getting so rare. It sounds bad, but they're getting so rare, like you can't do it by yourself. And there's not a lot of other people that are really super serious about it. So I just couldn't keep going with it. And we've had Berkshires, but we're really hoping the Coonies are, because so far the cost to keep them is like nothing compared to the other pigs. So even if they're a smaller package, if the pork is good, that's fine. And that's exactly that point about the sort of non-conventional or heritage stuff, right? It may not come in the same form. You're not going to get a 200-pound butcher pig.
That's been one of the nice things about watching some of the Australian channels with the shed wars, because quite a few of them actually do have the kuni, and they've had them for years and been using them for meat purposes. So they actually give you some valuable
information,
reviews or information on what you're going to get.
And that's another part, going back to the bigger global community of stuff for people that are still in here, is that we love, is you're seeing how completely different people do things, right? Like you say, how somebody does something in Australia could be completely different from how most people do it around here. And you're getting exposed to things that it's like, I never would have thought that, or I never would have thought of doing that this way. And even down to the livestock, right? Like you can get in an area, this is like us with the cows. We went with a very, very rare kind of cow, because
how many of them are there in there?
84.
84 in the world.
84 of them in the whole world. That's a pretty rare cow. But we went with them because they're really well adapted to where we live. We still live in an area that, I say area, but in a province that has enough of them to keep it going. And their populations is going up because people are finding them useful for that kind of scale of agriculture. They're not going to compete. If you wanted to do a commodity raising beef, they're not going to compete with a black Angus looking cow. That's going to take the cake at the stockyard. But that's not what we were going for. So, and we wanted the dual purpose. So anyway, again, tangent to another thing completely.
Bettina says they look too much like pets.
They look like pets, but once you've had them, and if you've had other pigs, they are still a pig.
They're still a pig.
And I love raising pigs, and by pig standards, I find them they're easy to work with. But push comes to shove, they're still big.
They're just smaller, which is not as we like them for the fact that it was it felt a little less dangerous to work with them. I mean, we had the big Berkshires. You're talking a 500-600 pound pig, and neither of us really wanted to go in there.
Well, even if they're not mean, if they decide to, I'm excited, I'm going to go for a run around and knock you over.
Yeah. Where these guys are, the most they're going to do is kind of maul your feet as you come in.
Yeah.
But they're still, they're
still pigs.
They're still pigs. They're still annoying.
Especially, we find the girls are a little more personal. At least the boar that we have, and he's still young. He's still a pig.
Yeah.
Just leave it at that. He's, he may not be here for long, but we're going to hopefully get.
Now let's not go into that kind of discussion on live TV here.
Hey, it's
what's
natural.
your decisions?
It's
Cheapers.
natural. It's part of the circle.
He hasn't
of life.
produced any babies yet. He hasn't earned his keep.
Not yet, but we're going to do a video on this later. But something that we found. I mean, you can cover your brassicas and stuff, which also works for like squash beetles and that. If you have enough to cover it for row covers or whatever. But something we found that we tried last year and it worked. Not 100%.
3 times?
We applied it twice.
Twice.
Okay. We applied it twice. We did a double application because it rained about a weekend. It was a garlic emulsion, and we just took, was it 2 garlic cloves?
Well, it was bulbs, like the
2 full bulbs.
2 whole bulbs. I broke them up and we put them into, I want to say it was my big pot. It must have been close to 4 or 5 liters of water because it filled your little squirty thingy twice.
Yeah. Well, I think you did it twice.
Yeah.
As well, because.
Yeah, we put that into one of those little things that you spray pesticides with and whatever, and sprayed everything with this garlic stench. It was awful. But, it was amazing to go out there the next morning or the next day and see them. And it was just like you could see hundreds of these, but they wouldn't touch the plants.
Yeah, you could see it from the window.
Yeah.
We'd look out and they were all like, were flying, but this high above all the broccoli plants, and they wouldn't go anywhere near them. Which was, so it worked, but we'll have to do a thingy on that. And you could reuse it because you boiled them a second time.
Yep.
And which was a good use.
It wasn't as strong, but it was definitely doable.
So logistics, Miles. Excellent question. Long story short, we weren't going to really tell people how to go about it, but I think you've got a good idea. Like, you have a lot of seeds, and you sent us the list. If you wanted to go ahead and send that list, even because you did it as a voice memo, that wouldn't hurt, because then those people, and they may have no preference, but they might have a preference, or they might be growing something they don't want to cross or whatever, because we've got people of all different.
Well, basically in the email I sent out, I wrote beside people's names if they had given me a list. The only person, and I can't remember if you got Gigi or not, she was the only person that gave a list of things she was looking for. And Carla kind of gave us a guideline of what would work for her being in zone 1A. I don't have I should have been prepared and had my list handy because I don't have it of who had who. But otherwise, nobody had really said anything about what they were looking for to us, but we had a few people send us emails. Yourself, Gigi had sent an email saying what she had available, and Wild Edibles, Cindy, Squirrel, us, and Lorrie had done video postings of what we had available. Just a list.
This was the part we weren't really 100% sure on, because with people with different...
A lot of people didn't seem like they were really concerned about what they got.
Which is also fine.
Which is fine. So I would probably just do a random selection of, it's up to you. Where's those little baggies? That was the thing I was going to say about today. I forgot.
I don't know where they were. I think, the only thing we were hoping, and maybe we'll do another video on this so everybody... But we did talk about it in one of the videos, just to label it. And if you've got any information, like if they don't have a preference... if this goes for everybody, if they've got some information on like how to grow it, and could be spacing distance or whatever information you have, just send that along to them too. If you don't have that information, that's fine as well. So extremely open-ended. We're just trying to learn how to do this, and hopefully next year there will be massive improvements, and we'll learn from this one for sure. But that was the big reason why we wanted to break it into the groups of 5, right? So that you're only sending to 5 people, because otherwise it's just, we figured it was too complicated. And at least then that's only 5 people that you're kind of interacting back and forth with. We don't really know out of the 5 people. You may have a couple that are just like, send me whatever. And a couple more who are like, I'm kind of really interested in these ones. And then a couple others who are like, well, I don't want to grow this because of whatever, because people have so many different backgrounds and experience levels and of gardening and saving seeds. So, which we think is good, but yeah.
Do you think the seeds? Oh, sorry.
I don't think that's why we grew so much garlic
this year
to offset it. But
that year it was bought garlic, but it was worth it because they're cabbage moths, right?
Yeah, cabbage white.
They were destroying our kale, and the broccoli was. We didn't get any broccoli. They were just destroying. I mean, the rabbits ate it because it was in such bad condition. We weren't going to worry about it.
Yeah.
I see Jane here also has the seeds will pass the Canada Post large letter envelope.
It probably depends on the seed, would be my thought.
It goes as a regular envelope if I believe it's under 3/4 of an inch wide. So our thoughts were we were basically going to kind of go in a bigger envelope and lay them sort of flat.
The seeds that might give a problem are like some of the bigger beans, like
if you're
bean
doing
seeds, or even some of the squash seeds, and some of those bigger ones might be an issue. But
but I'm pretty sure that for the most part they should
probably,
because a birthday the birthday cards have to be a big fat birthday card to be oversized, and they end up. I think you have to put an extra 60 cents on it. So I think maybe we'll try and find out that, because I could try and take some stuff to the mailbox this week and see if I can get some better ideas on pricing.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll take and check into that a little bit.
Hey, Mal.
Hello.
But we'll look. I'll see what I can find out on that. I don't want people to delay on sending. I would have said if you're sending things like the lettuce seeds and the smaller stuff, that should not be any problem. It would be if you were sending a lot of the bigger winter squash seeds or like broad beans or things like that might. I know because we've got a few that we're sending out that we're definitely going to be an oversized package, I think, on some of it.
I think so.
But
We were just hoping to make it not too onerous on people.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. But our thoughts were kind of the worst it was going to be was a double stamper. I haven't actually gone and checked that at the post lady, but that's what we're kind of thinking, hoping.
That's what we're thinking.
But I can definitely try and get a few things mailed out and see, or at least take a package and ask her because she'd figure it out for me.
Yeah,
so that we had some better numbers. So maybe we will try and do that.
Yeah. We do have wild garlic, a couple wild garlic species here. I don't remember their scientific names and stuff right now, but there is, I think, 3. I think some of them are naturalized too, but yeah, where you have them, they do grow well. We brought some with us.
Well, the garlic chives, is that what you're talking about?
that was a wild garlic.
Oh, okay.
That was actually a little bulb. We brought some with us, and yeah, they survived, but we'll see how well they do long term.
Yeah.
Chinese garlic can kill anything. Yeah. I don't know.
I definitely wouldn't have used, like, if you had bought nice, music garlic from some local thing, I would not have used that. I used the 99 cents or pack of 3 from, I'm sure it was No Frills, which maybe if I'd used the really good stuff, I wouldn't have needed to use as much. I don't know, but I went with the cheapy stuff for just this emulsion because
for that particular one.
Yeah.
But in the future, we should.
You probably could use garlic powder, to be honest.
Might not be as potent.
Might not be though.
But
yeah.
it might still work because I think it's the smell that from the chemical compounds that's deterring them. But yeah, interesting stuff. But we'll definitely do a thingy on that this year. We're really hoping our garlic comes up well. Although the nice part of it is we've had some freeze thaw cycles, but we've been pretty lucky because it kept quite a bit of snow since we.
It's had a good cover, yeah,
which is nice. But
I think it will probably go quite well.
Yeah.
But I think, to be honest, unless anybody's got any other questions or concerns for us, we've been almost 2 hours. We have been over 2 hours, actually.
Yeah, I think this is
look at us, just chatterboxes.
Oh, that's all right.
That's
the problem. You get us talking and we don't stop. No one ask any more questions.
No, we're always happy to answer any questions and things like that. But hopefully we answered that well enough for Miles.
If not,
send us an email.
We'll chat.
Yeah. And then Jane, I will see what I can find out from the post lady. Maybe I'll try and go down there tomorrow with a few packs and just get an idea. But I'm pretty sure, for the most part, that you should be able to do it with regular postage.
That's what we're hoping.
We're hoping. And the majority, yeah. Well, I'll go check it out.
Yeah.
Wild garlic is environmentally sensitive here.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Yeah,
we've got them too. You probably are right because I know where you are. There would be, like I say, this is my biology background, but there's a lot of municipalities, especially cities in the GTA, do have lists of things that are environmentally sensitive, and I think you're right. City of Ottawa might have something similar to that. Because there's quite a few of the sort of the forest plants that are that way. You're looking at me like I have no idea.
I have no idea.
But yeah, there is quite a few.
I always joke that you're the brains, I'm the laborer.
I don't know about that, but yeah.
But yeah, I do know that you were saying
Well, did we harvest trail lilies last year, or we didn't get to it?
No, we didn't because they'd already flowered. By the time we found them, yeah. But we did harvest we did eat the daylilies, the daylilies, which I was very surprised at.
Yeah, they're actually quite the wild. Well, they're not native, but the daylilies or tiger lilies are quite good as young shoots.
Just to go totally off topic, that and the hostas we're going to try this year.
Yeah, we're interested in the hostas.
Yeah,
to try that. We've got a few, and maybe propagate some or import some more. But anyways. Yeah. On that note, I think we might end it there. We're really, really glad that everybody enjoyed this tonight.
Yes.
And
I thought Cliffside would appreciate the daylilies. Yes.
They're pretty awesome.
We're learning a lot too from you on some of the other things that we can harvest and work with too. So we've got a lot of native plants that we want to start adding in on our food forest. Definitely.
Yeah, I did know that because they're like quite a colony of rhizome forming plants. Yeah, yeah. Oh, are you meaning garlic or are you meaning wild leeks? Because the wild leek, yeah, you do have to be careful because if you harvest too much of that, over time you decrease the viability of that patch because they're very slow to spread.
We don't have any wild leeks. We looked for them.
No, we don't have any on the property, but we may try to get some, see if we can get some seeds or something and import them into our food forest as we develop it.
Yes. You can eat hostas. Was that a question or a statement, Bettina? Because yes, and we're excited to try it this year because we have a lot of hostas.
You can only eat the
shoot. It's like the little shoot.
Yeah, when they come up in the spring, it's very similar to like bamboo shoots or asparagus, where you're eating like that small shoot. So,
garlic.
Yeah. Okay. But yeah, I do know the leeks are similar too. You have to be careful with the number that you harvest. But anyways, on that note, I think we're going to let everybody go, and we should probably get to bed because it's work tomorrow. But we're definitely looking forward to doing this again. And like we say, we'll probably do it a bit more in a format of just general discussion and kind of go from there. So yeah, hopefully everybody has a.
I think the plan is still to stick on the Monday, though.
Yeah, we think we'll probably stick with the Monday for now, and go ahead and go from there.
Yes. The new shoots. I miss them.
Yes, it's the new shoots that you want to eat off them. Yeah. Statement. Yeah. Because you knew.
Awesome.
She knows.
All right. Well, guys, I hope everybody has a fantastic night. Thank you very much for sticking with us for 2 hours. And everybody that's in here from the Seed Challenge, thank you for participating in that. And we are very much looking forward to videos coming out from people and lots of sharing and information and updates on seeds going out. And
it should be a really fun growing season.
I think so. I think we're going to be trying a few new things because I know we've got some people that are like, I'm sending you this and I'm sending you that. And we're like, oh, we weren't planning to grow that. But yes, let's go for it.
Yep.
Yes. And we're getting cauliflower. I know that for a fact, which you said we weren't allowed to grow cauliflower.
I didn't say we weren't allowed to grow cauliflower. I said cauliflower makes things complicated.
Oh, well, we can handle it.
That's another discussion for another day.
Anyways, guys.
Good night, everybody.
And have a great night.
Chat later.